Hello, this is Pandemic Check-In. I don't know what number, but it's been 8 months. So this is November, and I'm a little fired up today. I'm fired up today. I am the queen of delayed reaction. So I'm frustrated. I want to go to my friend's house and hang out. And I have only been inside a person's house in 8 months. Like, I can count it on one hand how many times I've gone in somebody else's house. I think 3 times. One time when I was like, okay, I'll go in the house. Like, what's the big deal? She called me like a week later and had a coronavirus. And, I don't think I was only in there for a few minutes and I didn't get it. And I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated because, if I want to go see my friend. And the last time I went over there, that's one of the top 3 that I've been in somebody else's house in 8 months. So I wore masks, we wore masks, but, that person took the mask off to hit a pot, which I don't smoke pot, but I don't care. But when I saw the plume of smoke coming out, like, that is how much breath somebody blows out. You could see it. It was a visual aid of how bad somebody's breath is across the room. It's so irritating because it's like, you feel like you can't do things or you're being irresponsible because of the fucking pandemic. I'm so irritated. I am not a social butterfly, although some people think I am. I'm pretty good at being alone. I'm tired of it. I don't want to be alone anymore. I want to hang out with people. It's kind of bumming me out today. So they just passed a new law, and it's not even a law. It's not even that big of a deal. It's like no groups over 10. I don't even know how that's going to help anything. They're closing bars at 10, I guess, so that people don't get drunk and start fondling each other. I don't know. My friend in Florida, he said he was out the other day and that there was just people out having a good time, not wearing masks. And he said, well, have you heard of the herd thing where, people get together and they build up the antibodies and then, bada bing, bada boom, it's over. And I'm like, well, then why do people get the flu every year? If it's so easy, why do people get the flu every year and then also grandma has to die over that or, whatever. I'm over it. I'm so over it. I guess I hit my wall today. The other thing is, I like to sit in a circle outside with this group of old dudes to hang out with. And, one of them, some of these old people, they just don't care. And so he shakes somebody's hand. Why are you shaking somebody's hand during the pandemic? But I get it. It's getting real tiresome. Well, guess what? That person got coronavirus. So then what? Now I can't go sit in a circle because this guy, there's no way he's going to stay away from everybody for 2 weeks. It's just so frustrating. It's getting to be a bit much. Like, it's a lot to ask people to just be alone all the time and don't touch anybody or don't get in the car with your friends because that's a small space. Anyway, I don't know what happened to me today. I'm frustrated. So then, Portland legalized all drugs. So if you want to go do crack, I guess you can go to Portland, Oregon. That's just kind of funny to me. I don't know what's up with that. But then they cracked down real hard on the like social distance mask clause. So the joke is you can go to Portland and smoke, or shoot up heroin or whatever, but you're going to go to jail if you congregate in bigger groups than 10. Yeah, I guess the story is, I guess the hospital I go to does have some coronavirus cases. And I guess the story is that the smaller towns, which, unfortunately it's associated with being a Trump supporter, they are coming into our hospitals and clogging them up because they haven't been careful. Blah, blah, blah. It's so boring. They disabled hashtags because of the election. So if you try to do like hashtag kayaking, they're like, hashtags are disabled right now so that nobody's trying to influence the election. The election was like, what, the 5th? It's the I think today's like the 17th or 18th. It's ridiculous. Like, are we going to all have cancer from all the hand sanitizer that we're using right now in 20 years? I'll probably be dead anyway in 20 years. Oh, there seems to be kind of a lot of helicopters around lately, which I have a real aversion to helicopters after 9/11 because I lived there, and there were so many helicopters over the apartment in Chinatown. It was so scary. So I'm always a little freaked out by helicopters, and I just am seeing a lot. I don't like that. I read something that people who have coronavirus weeks after they have mental illness after that. Who knows? I'm really trying to check these sources if I read these articles. It's funny because I was talking to this guy about not watching the news, and he's like, well, only old people watch news. So I'm just doing the news the way that people do it now. Like, young people aren't turning on NBC News at 6 o'clock. They're getting it on social media and stuff like that. So I guess I'm just being current, I don't know. What else? Judge. I don't know. I guess, Thanksgiving's coming up. A lot of people just aren't doing anything. I'm up to date on my audiobook. I did all the chapters. I don't know what happened. It's 5 hours of material, which it takes kind of a long time, but I'm done. I'm current. I did it in like 2 weeks. So now I'm trying to figure out how do you promote. I don't know if it's an audiobook or a podcast. Maybe it'll turn into both. I don't know. Anyway, my pandemic update, I guess, is that everybody has their breaking point. I'm not saying that I'm at my breaking point. I'm just saying I want to hang out with some people and not be freaked out to walk in their house. And it's just, unfortunately, like, we're supposed to be being more careful now. So, I guess it took 8 months for me to start feeling kind of lonely and just feeling like it's frustrating. Like, before I was like, oh, we're not having bombs dropped on us, and, we're not on fire like California was, and we're not having hurricanes or whatever. That's true. That's still true. But it is frustrating. And, gosh, not as frustrating as it probably is to be sick or to be in the hospital or to have a hard time breathing. That's the real issue here, is that people are getting sick, and it's terrible for some people. Some people, not such a big deal. So that's why we're doing it. Let's keep it in focus, because we don't want people to get sick, and I don't want to get sick. I don't want to get anybody sick. So just try and stay in focus of, why can't I hang out with people right now? Okay. All right. And I'm going to go try and do something fun today because it's still nice out. So anyway, have a good day.